A truly spectacular Western Cape morning here in the Banhoek Valley. Plezier Wine Estate is hosting the first event of the Price Trailseeker Series here. And what a race we've got on our hands. Some of the very best in the world. Nino Schurter is here, Victor Koretsky, Matt Beers, Alan Hatherley, and many, many more are on the start line for the elite men's. And in the women's, Marlene Denyer, the Danish star, as well as Candice Dill, she's here and racing hard. And the marathon champion of South Africa, Amy McDougall. And of course, hundreds of others racing over the marathon, half marathon, and the shorter routes. This is the Price Trailseeker Banhoek. What a day.
Yeah, feeling great. Nice to be here. Always cool to be in South Africa for training and now also for some early racing.
Yeah, it's rare that you do an early race like this.
Yeah, it's like normally I start a bit later, yeah. It was anyway, I had to do intense training today and I saw it's this race on all those nice trails here, so why don't you take this opportunity, yeah.
What are you expected today looking at the field you've got here?
I mean, it'll be full gas for sure, but I think it'll be quite a lot of tactics as well. That's what normally happens. You think it's going to be really fast, and then sometimes it's actually like everyone's a bit nervous. So it's going to be interesting, but yeah, for sure at the end it's going to hurt.
62 kilometers and 1,500 meters of climbing is what they had in store as they explored a veritable feast of trails in the beautiful Banhoek Valley just outside Stellenbosch. Another top star making a rare home race appearance was Cannondale Factory Racing's multiple SA champion, Alan Hatherley.
I'm excited for his first mountain bike race of the year. Quite a lot of single track out here, everyone's buzzing, so really nice, strong field, so looking forward to the challenge and hopefully it's going to be a good day out.
Frenchman Victor Koretsky led Schurter, Hatherley and Beers down the super smooth Old Bethlehem farm trails. Well maintained by Wynand Basson and his crew, they just beg to be ridden at speed. And that's exactly what these top men do. Our media e-biker just hanging on to Tristan Norkier's back wheel. The iconic Simonsberg Mountain presides over Plezier Wine Estate. As the elite women rolled up to the start line, another field stacked with the stars of international and local mountain biking.
I'm really excited to get the show on the road, the season going, and yeah, what better way than this race? I think one of my favorite places in the world to ride. The trails are absolutely spectacular, and we have an amazing field to race against, so just, yeah, excitement.
The energy levels were sky high as the big elite women field headed out for the mountains. The presence of the best in the country and a handful of the best international riders meant there was no hanging around. It was a serious test of early season fitness. Wakefield on Candice Dill's wheel. She was following Danish pro Marlene Denyer, and Paarl local Catherine Collane was setting the pace. Hard-packed single track of Old Bethlehem Farm. It was playtime for everyone. No one could resist the urge to get some air. While the elites were doing their racing thing, there was a buzz of excitement back at Plezier, which lies near Simondium just off the Huguenot Road between Paarl and Franschhoek. Smiling riders arriving for their races. Aside from the marathon, there was a half marathon, a 20k and a 10k fun ride. Something for everyone.
One of the real beauties of the Price Trailseeker Series here in Banhoek is that it includes a marathon schools event in the 40-kilometer, PVR represented. And how are you feeling ahead of this race?
I'm quite nervous because it's a really difficult course, but these trails are super nice. Yeah.
Have you ridden these trails before?
Yes, we did the race here last year and it was really tough but also really fun.
With all the top local schools here, there'd be some fierce competition in the half marathon race. The 40Ks was no pushover though, with around 800 meters of climbing to be done.
There's a reason why we keep coming back to this lovely place, and these trails are just getting better and better. We made it 70 kilometers, only 60 kilometers, because it's so tough out of here. You've got so many climbs and so many lack of single tracks and switchbacks. So we try to keep the racing at 2.5 hours, meaning we dropped the distance from a 70 to a 61, 63, just to accommodate that. But yeah, we've got some awesome trails. Yeah, I mean, you've got the likes of Skyfall and Bethlehem and Vierberg and Plezier and Boschendal, which is these trails are are in the biggest races in the country goes to these trails, and we are very honoured to have the Trailseeker here.
The Winelands region is renowned for having a world-class trail network that continues to thrill pros and amateurs alike.
The best single track I've rode in my whole life, and you can't stop, and it just goes on and on and on. There's more. It's fantastic.
It's been fantastic. The clouds are a blessing in disguise, otherwise it would be super hot today. But what a magic race.
Incredible. I mean, the downhill was spectacular. I'll go up again just to go down there again.
It's been fantastic. Weather's really nice. This Boschendal trail section here coming down single track is perfect, mint conditions. Really enjoying it. Yeah, well organised. Yeah, excellent. Always a pleasure to do it.
As ever, Adventurance getting the balance just right so the pros and amateurs have equally enjoyable days out. The views in the Banhoek are pretty special. I bet the pros weren't looking up. Matt Beers leading Schurter, Koretsky and Hatherley up to the Sugar Bowl section on Boschendal Farm. This quartet had split from the rest of the elite field early on and were taking turns to dish out the pain and test each other's condition. Schurter, like Koretsky and so many other Euro pros, spends much of the northern winter putting in hours of training in the Western Cape every year. Clearly the world champion is feeling strong as he did much of the late pace setting. At the finish, it could not have turned out better. A 4-up sprint won by South Africa's Alan Hatherley.
Yeah, it was a really fast one. Victor and Nino were really pushing the single tracks hard today. But yeah, kind of on the end, it was really fast, had to hang on. The course was different from the one I raced 2 years ago, so I actually had no clue at all where we were going and where the finish was going to be. Yeah, happy to have taken the win today, but yeah, I mean, everyone was really flying and strong today.
Yeah, it was a fun race, some good trails, and yeah, exciting battle until the end. Unfortunately, the last corner we had to it, all of us were sliding around, but yeah, it was fun and it was for sure good. I enjoy South Africa. I'm often here for training, but also racing is really cool, and I enjoy the atmosphere at those races. And yeah, it was a great opportunity, and yeah, thanks for an awesome event here.
It was super nice trail, all the course, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Just really tough to know the final because yeah, the last corner was completely a mess for me. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed to be here with my team, and yeah, I do a lot of good training here, and it's a nice start of season for me.
A great reason to spray Plaisir Grand Brut bubbly around. A world-class podium after a world-class race. Alan Hatherley showing impressive early season form as he tunes up for the South African National Road Championships in Oudtshoorn. 2 hours and 32 minutes for what is regarded as one of the toughest events on the King Price Trailseeker calendar. Toyota specialised with 2 in the top 5 in Beers and Nokia. The rest of the top 10 was a who's who of South African pro riders. Impressive finish from the under-23 Johan van Zyl of Computer Mania, finishing ahead of Danish star Sebastian Finney Carstensen. The women's race was turning into a show of form as well. Candice Lill of Seattle Coffee Company, driven by Toyota, was on her own in the lead. Mauritian champion Kim Lacourt was holding firm in second place, and Danish star Marlene Denye of Lapierre in third. Lill is also taking on the roadies in the SA Champs in Oudtshoorn before she focuses on preparing for a full season of World Cup racing. The first of 10 rounds is in the Netherlands in May. And on this evidence, she's laying an excellent foundation for the year ahead.
It was an awesome 60 kilometers, a lot of single track, quite hard riding. The beginning was a bit open, so the group kind of stayed together, and then as soon as we got to the Banhoek side, I saw an opportunity, a rocky climb, and just put the hammer down and see who came with me. And then I started making a little gap from there, and I think it was pretty much everyone to their own.
As we were getting into Banhoek, Candice was hammering it. There was a little bit of a gap in the single track just before that. Then myself and Emmy had to try and go over Marlene. And I managed to get to Candice and managed to stay for a few minutes, but her pace was just too much and I couldn't keep up. And then I just tried to manage my own race, and until then I kept second.
Marlene Denye ended her Cape training camp with a solid third place.
Oh, it was great out there. Like super cool trails, lots of happy riders. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
How did the race unfold for you in terms of the actual racing up front there?
First we were together, all the girls, for like the first 10Ks, and then the winner, she just went on the climb, and I was like, no, I'm not able to follow that. And yeah, then we just split it up and mixed a little bit with the men, and yeah, finally I was third.
An impressive 3 hours, 2 minutes and 33 seconds was Candice Lille's winning time. Kim Lecourt just over 5.5 minutes back in second, and the Danish rider Denya further 3 minutes behind the Mauritian. 19-year-old Brazilian Juliana Salvini Morgan put in a fine ride. Fantastic to see the evergreen Charisse Willate in fine form in 7th place. Tess Kears was the first veteran home.
The first round of the King Price Trailseeker Series in Banhoek, and a fantastic vibe on a beautiful day. Really has brought the sun out and the people out and the vibe out. And yeah, tell us about Plaisir, because it's been reimagined as a real destination for us mountain bikers and others.
Well, it's a very old estate, probably as old as I am, 1693. And the Jordan family, we managed to purchase it about 2 years ago, and we've been putting our heart and soul into this. We love it. We are so grateful to be able to share it with everybody. And all the things we love the most, we are indulging in.
What an amazing event. We had perfect weather today. We had the strongest field ever at a Trailseeker. 10-time world champion Schroeter was here. Our top favorite Alan Hadley was here. Matt Pierce. What's really special for me was the kids could meet their heroes like Schroeter, get some autograph or see them on the podium.
What an incredible day here, race number 1 of the King Price Trailseeker, the beautiful Banhoek and this incredible Plaisir wine farm. Thanks so much to everyone who came out. We go to Buffelsdrift Mountain Bike Park on Saturday the 11th of February. That's in just 2 weeks' time. Please don't forget to get your entries in. It's the last time that you're going to be able to ride at this iconic venue. All information for you on www.trailseeker.co.za. We'll see you there.